Hello friends, Ben Ochart here. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look at what's been going on here in this fish room, including a centerpiece or showpiece fish that's going to be added to the 55-gallon planted aquarium that's behind me. Let's go ahead and get right into it. In my last video on phosphates, I talked about this tank. The plants are looking pretty good. The fish are looking healthy. I am going to be adding more plants since ultimately that will actually solve the problem of so many nutrients, or an excess of nutrients that are helping to encourage things like black algae. But overall, you can see the plants are doing well. Water changes, trimming back the dead plants, vacuuming, and of course the phosphate pads are helping. This tank is going to get a bit of a centerpiece fish. And if we go around the corner here, you'll see what I mean. This here is a quarantine tank, and about a month ago I picked up these Electric Blue Acaras, and they're ready to come over. They're looking really good. I had these two medium-sized ones and a little runt. Unfortunately, the little runt didn't make it. Not sure why, but I'm sure if I go back and mention it to Music City Aquatics, I'm sure that they'll probably just throw another one at me, but I want to go back there and visit that shop again anyway. But I'm going to move these two into the 55-gallon. I'll show you at the end of this video how they look in there. This one in particular, boy, he is looking good. Siamese algae eater will stay in here. He's got a pretty good life. I give him those Sarah crisps, so he gets lots of greens. Here's my little Livebearer tank. Little baby right there. They love hanging around the Sprite. Gives them a little sense of protection. Look at all the nerite eggs covering that piece of wood right there. Nerite egg pox. There's a baby guppy up here somewhere. There he is. Nice to see a guppy make it. We got guppies, platies, and mollies in there. This lyre tail is looking great. Looks like she's carrying so many fry born in this tank. We'll get the betta tank. Let's see, where are they? Dumbo's usually a lot quicker to come up and greet me. Dumbo betta. Beautiful colors, beautiful shape on the fins. This, of course, is a 29-gallon divided by a Life with Pets Aquarium tank divider. Unfortunately, their dividers only work with Aquarium tanks. If you're thinking about getting one, it has to be an Aquarium tank. Oh, there he is. Got a lot of food here. Look at all this food. I'm going to be doing another review on Sarah food and how they fit into the list of food specific for cichlids. So this is why I have a lot of these packets that were sent to me by my friends over at Sarah. Let's go around here and take a look at the, here's my work sink area. You've seen this in other videos. Here's the 90-gallon South and Central American tank. Looks like these two silver dollars are still trying to breed. Once they reach that age, they just can't stop. Fish in here doing marvelous. JC Cichlid with its red threadfin trailers. Beautiful geo. Red spotted gold severum. Being a little shy because the red shoulders back here on the prowl. Here's my red tear. Beautiful fish. Of course, the females are very striking as well, with bold stripes on the body. Don't have the spots, the prominent spots like the male does. If this fish does not work out in the 210 gallon, I'll probably pick up a female and try breeding him in a 60 gallon acrylic. Just love the look of this fish, the way he interacts. Doesn't have any fear of me. And little by little, as I feed him, he's getting more and more accustomed to me and getting closer to me when I feed him. Let's get over here to the 220, or rather the 210. There's the Salvini. She's a beautiful fish with what are called spangles on the top of her body. Nicaragua. This is unusual for the Nicaragua to come way over here, and the firemouth. Usually they hang out in the middle and right side of the tank. There they go, the firemouth and Nicaragua, always facing off, never damaging each other, but always facing off. Jack Dempsey. Slow to grow, but a very cool fish. The giant of the tank. Big Vieja. That'll be pushing maybe 10, 11 inches, but the Oscar is going to be catching up. Red Tiger, and then of course his buddy, the Red Tiger Albino. So we get the chocolates. Here's one of the chocolates right here. The chocolate cichlid. There's both of them. They go through a lot of color and pattern changes depending on the mood that they're in. Great fish. I was thinking about removing them originally because they're getting picked on a lot, but as they put on size, they've sort of settled in. They still get nipped occasionally, probably by the Salvini. Green Terror. A very picky eater. His favorite food are bloodworms. Tends to spit out the dry food. Let's take a quick look at the 300. $300-gallon African Cichlid tank. That Fusco is just really growing fast. Fastest growing Nimbochromis I've had in this tank. as opposed to like the Venusus, which has been a real slow grower. And even the living stone eye has been slow to grow. There's a trout. He's pretty colored up right now, pretty fired up. Doesn't have the black on the anal fin, even though he was protecting an area down here to the right of that rock. Crazy looking eye biter. And his cousin, Ostratus. Very underrated fish in the African cichlid world, in my opinion. Tangerine tiger. A lot of orange on this one, very beautiful. Buccochromis rhodesii yellow, just a stunning fish. Buccochromis spectabilis, another beautiful fish. Lithrinops oculatus. Bicolor 500. Coingi. Sand diver. Take a look at that gar. This tank is due for a top off. This is why I've got the cover off. I just do a top off right into the sump. And they get a top off one week and a water change the opposite week. You just alternate between top offs and water changes. As opposed to this one here, which gets a real thorough vacuuming every 2 weeks because of the detritus that gets into the substrate. And that, of course, comes with a water change. Look at this guy. He's completely different than when I first filmed him a minute ago. He didn't have that pattern. He was a solid, pretty much a solid color a second ago. Chocolate cichlid. As promised, here's the look of the 55 with the Electric Blue Acaras in it. Let's first take a look at these two algae eaters. There's that whiptail catfish. And right next to his head there you can see an albino female bushy nose pleco. But the Electric Blue Acara is back there playing in the plants, having a good old time. He didn't have this going on in the 29 gallon. As he puts on size, of course, it becomes more and more a spectacular showpiece or centerpiece fish in this tank. Here's his cohort over here on this side. Exploring around, getting the lay of the land. They were simply just brought right directly over from the other tank. It says the temperatures are always matched. Not sure if this is a male and female and if they'll pair off. But that one in the front there, it certainly has a more pronounced or spectacular coloring on the dorsal fin, and more of a red fringe on the top of the fin, whereas the other one is a little bit more plain. As they get larger, they'll probably end up in the 90-gallon. At the end of the day, they are cichlids, and they might be a little aggressive in this tank. We'll see. This guy tends to look on at the 55-gallon planted tank, and you can kind of sense that, oh man, if I could get over there, I could eat like a king. He'd probably wipe this tank out in about 15 minutes. There'd be nowhere to hide. He'd simply move any place that they hide. He would just simply move it. There you go. Hope you enjoyed that update, and certainly share your thoughts, tips, comments below. Always happy to hear them, and of course I do read them, as many as I can, and respond when I can. And you know, we all learn from each other here. Hope to catch you on Saturday at the Cichlids and Coffee live stream. And if you like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and to support future content creation, consider becoming a member of the Garage Gang and a Patreon monthly supporter. Starts for as little as $3 a month. Details are in the description below. Thank you, my friends. You are the best. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.